Well, definitely keep us posted.
Is everything else going well with you?
We'll talk about that later.
Oh. Oh. All right. Well, good luck.
Thanks. Oh,
Thanks.
Kyle, do you need to talk to Nev before I hang up?
He'll talk to Nevi
Okay.
privately.
All right.
Yeah, and just clue her in on what's been going on.
All right. Take care.
Okay. All right, so you guys will make your way to what appears to be an abandoned slash burned down building. So it looks like nobody has done anything to this plot of land or this space in a while. It's a relatively large space, but yeah, it's like a dilapidated, completely burned down structure. You can barely see some walls that are still standing, and both Chase and Molly can tell from the ruins that this is it. From within the center of the plot of land, you can see the burned down remains of a jungle gym.
So it was burned.
It was burned.
Ah. Chase, this ringing any bells?
Yeah, welcome to Whitestone.
Molly will say, nothing like coming back, is there?
There's a ton of friends here. I'm sure you'll settle in just fine. And, well, lunch is at 3 p.m.
Kyle turns to Chase as if he didn't understand what he was saying.
Molly will turn to Chase as if she does understand what he's saying.
Cassie will fold her arms, stand back, and watch the three.
Tiffany joins you. Yeah.
As Chase walks into the center of the courtyard, he'll just keep repeating dark, ghost, fire as he walks towards the sandbox.
Okay. You're going to walk towards the sandbox. And as you're sitting down on the sandbox, Chase, you're just going to sit there by yourself, and maybe you don't really know like how much time has passed, but you can start hearing, like off into the distance sound of children giggling, laughing.
That's
In
terrifying.
the distance. Yes.
It is late at night in a burned down playground.
Yeah, and you can hear children laughing, chattering. Right now, Chase only hears that.
I guessed.
He'll start saying names. He'll start saying names. Warren Meadows, Rocky D'Souza,
I was gonna say, are they the names on his body?
Luke Waterton,
Tiffany would have seen
O'Brien.
those names, so
Owen Greentree.
And he flashed Cassie earlier, so.
Aiken
yeah. Well,
Camp,
you helped when she treated his ribs, so you also would have seen them.
True, yeah.
Mary Graffenheim,
Tiffany's going to
Walker.
cover. You okay?
Arthur Inc., Kyle Jenny, Molly Moon.
Yeah, those are the names on your person. Yes.
They're still talking.
Uh-huh. What are they saying?
Kill.
Pats his shoulder.
They seem to be happy. They're playing over there. I don't know if I want to join them though.
No, why would you? You have us right here.
We gotta stick together, right? Even if we
Exactly.
don't talk to each other.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Did you have anything more in particular? Alright. Then Cassie will step forward and sling her backpack down one shoulder and pull out the envelope. And just kind of take a seat beside Chase and say, hey, take one of these leaves.
He just takes it mindlessly without
Where
question.
did you get that? I don't think I've seen it before. Glares at Cassie. Nods.
Yeah, Kyle looks at the envelope curiously.
So Cassie
But
will
he
look
doesn't say
back at
anything.
him and, you want one too?
I don't know what those are.
Go on, take a leaf.
I want to roll something, but I don't know if it'd be Pokemon education or just perception.
He'll take a leaf. But he doesn't really. And then he looks at it, but he's like, I don't really need a leaf. And he hands it back.
Okay, having seen the leaves,
he doesn't know.
would I be able to recognize it as a Pokemon leaf?
I will say yes. Roll a Pokemon education, which should be good
24.
for Tiffany.
24.
Oh yeah.
Dang.
You know what that is. And you know what it is
Where
said
did
to
you
do.
get that, young lady?
Cassie
Take a
ignores
second, bro.
ignores both Tiffany and the lieutenant as he tries to hand it back. Can I roll an occult education to see how it might function?
Yeah.
Cool. 26.
26. Yeah, it's basically what you do is like you pick an area that you want to read, basically, and then you hold the leaf, and you just focus on the leaf, and by that I mean actually roll a focus roll on the leaf, and depending on how high of a roll will depend how far back, either how far back you can read that from the distant past, or how much information. So what I'm trying to say is, if you're trying to dig further back into the past, but your roll isn't as high, you can still see echoes of the past, but it won't be as clear, as vivid of a picture. If that makes sense.
Yeah. So then Cassie, like glancing at the lieutenant and then looking at Chase, she'll just say, try to focus on the leaf for a minute. Just humor me with this.
He's saying that to who?
To Chase?
Well, she glanced at the lieutenant too. Again, she didn't take the leaf back from him.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, all right. Is Chase gonna do it first before Kyle does, or?
I think he would. He's not questioning anything, so he's good to go. So,
roll a focus for me, Chase.
great.
Here, re-roll that focus.
Jeez.
Okay, now add 4 to that, so total of 11.
11.
Okay. All right. You sure you want to spend all 3 of your leaves for this one thing?
No, I'm
Well,
keeping
2
it. I
are
only
out.
spent 2 leaves.
All right. You want to spend 2 leaves on this? Okay.
Please say Kyle rolled better.
I don't think Kyle's focusing on this right this moment. I think he's waiting because he's really confused. Why do I have this random leaf that I'm just focusing on? So he's not doing anything yet.
Okay,
with his
as
leaf.
Tiffany knows what it is, it's Celebi, right?
Yes.
That's a Celebi leaf, by the way, Kyle. Just in case you were curious.
Where did you get a Celebi leaf?
My point.
So that will definitely distract him from not focusing on the leaf. Because he's so shocked by the fact that he's holding a legendary Pokemon's basically fingernails or hair. Basically stuff that came from a Pokemon. But Chase is probably going to focus. So with an 11, he is going to... Something is going to come over Chase. And this vision that he sees will be shared by everybody.
Okay, cool.
Everybody will share this vision. So it'll look like the sun will be rising behind you, but it's not actually rising, it's actually going backwards. So the entire area around you is going backwards. First, slowly at first, and then speeding up faster and faster and faster and faster and faster as time around you seems to be reversing. And eventually you start seeing the entire building around you start to rebuild itself. You see a big fire, but the fire starts to disappear as the building rebuilds itself around you. And again, it's moving so fast, so you don't actually see the details of what caused the fire, but you do see the fire being reversed. And the playground goes back to being a shiny new playground, and the rewind eventually stops, and you see yourselves back into the past version of the orphanage. It's very clean. It's built it's a relatively new facility, and the laughing, the gig of the children, you can hear that Chase was hearing the entire time now all of you can hear it, because there are now some children playing on the playground right now. You cannot interact with this vision at all, so you can't do anything to influence the vision. They can't see you. You can see each other, and you can converse with each other, though. But this is all like an illusion. You're not actually back in time. You're just seeing. You're just witnessing stuff from back in time.
Neat.
Yeah, either way, Cassie can't help but grin as she looks around.
The picture of the vision is not super clear, but like you can, it's almost like you're making out shadows of the children running around. What do? You can actually walk around in this vision. What do you do?
Look at the monkey bars. Look at the playground. Count the children.
Okay. You count the children. Currently, there appears to be, nine children in the playground.
Look at the sandbox.
Okay? Nobody's in the sandbox.
That's not true. We're in the sandbox.
Exactly.
Well, I'm sorry. No children are in the sandbox, but you guys are in the sandbox.
That's not true. Chase is in the sandbox.
Cassie,
Sure.
do you want to get shoved in the sandbox?
Walk.
Can we say... Oh, sorry.
No, I was just gonna walk towards the 11 children and look for Jet Black.
The 9 children.
Nine. Look
Sure.
for the 9 children. Look for Jet Black.
You look around for Jet Black, but you do not see him amongst the 9. He's not there amongst the 9. You recognize Polly, you recognize Warren, and Rocky, and all those other people, but you don't see Jet Black.
Yeah,
You don't see
meanwhile,
Kyle.
Cassie's actually gonna glance, she'll watch Chase for a minute as he walks off, and then, glances at the lieutenant and asks, well, do you recognize anyone? Are you guys here?
Kyle will look around and says, "Yeah, I do. This is weird.
It
I
is.
do remember this place.
Chase will.
I remember it being a bad place."
And Chase will walk
Molly's
up to the
not-
group. Go ahead, Molly. I'll let you go.
Molly hasn't been saying anything. She's just been quietly observing, but kind of nodding as well.
And Chase will approach the group and look at Molly and Kyle, and he'll say, "We're supposed to be here. We're supposed to be here."
And we're not.
What are we supposed to do here?
Molly's sitting in the sandbox, drawing spirals in the sand. I come and stand by the sandbox. You come with a group of people, and you tell us to get out of the sandbox. I confront you. You push me down in the sandbox. I hit my head.
Wait, you were a kid here too?
The 3 of us are supposed to be here.
He looks at Molly. You are also a child here at the orphanage?
Yes, I was, Lieutenant.
I don't remember any of that. I don't remember much of anything from here. All I remember is a very bad place.
Molly says, it seems like all of our memories are a little different of this place.
Children! Children! You can hear the voice of a woman go out into the playground. And, all right, gather around, children, gather around. This is the same woman that you saw from your vision. Like, I'm sorry, from not the vision. Back in session 1, you didn't have the vision. From session 1, this woman comes out and says, gather around, come on, don't push. Rocky, don't push Polly, please. All right. Line yourselves up, please. Line yourselves up. Okay. She says, are all of you children having fun? And all the kids are having fun. And says, all right. Well, we're going to try our very hardest to make sure that we get you all into good homes. Find nice families to take care of you. But we're still waiting on one more very special child. Once we get our 12th child, then everything should be good to go and we'll be all set to send you out. Is anybody hungry? And people start raising up their hands. All right, I'll get you guys fed. And all of the kids will run inside. The 9 children will rush inside. And they'll have like pizza in the cafeteria like area. I'm so tempted, but I wasn't going to do it. I'm so tempted to have there like be pizza and like these animatronic these animatronics there.
Well,
like you'll have like a bear and like a chicken.
Of course. So this is what happened.
This is what happened to all the children.
I
don't get it.
No, we're not going to do it.
Sorry.
Five Nights at Freddy's.
No.
Five Nights at Freddy's reference.
Thank you.
Yeah, but we're not doing that. So.
Thank you.
I'm so tempted though. But
So if you'd like to watch my
Is it
playthrough,
possible to?
yes, plug.
let's plug.
Is it possible to do an intuition check on the woman? Because the way she phrased that seemed a little odd to Noor.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
also sending a
why
bell
isn't
with
it into the
Tiffany.
12? Like,
Yeah.
is there some type of weird experiment going on here?
Yeah.
Yeah, and to confirm, so we can only see 9 shadow children, and she specifically said
Yes.
waiting for the 12th, right?
Waiting for the 12th.
As though
Yes,
there were
they're waiting
already
for the
11
12th.
currently.
As if there was already 11. Yes.
Okay.
17.
And
17?
13.
Yeah. So yeah, there's something off about what she said. Almost like there's definitely something to that. It's weird that she would word it that way.
Okay, this seems culty.
The children are going to the cafeteria.
Can we follow?
With you guys, you can follow them
Yep,
to the cafeteria
let's go.
if you like. You'll follow them to the cafeteria. There'll be some staff members there, distributing the pizza, and the kids start eating the pizza, and then the woman will leave the room and just go
Is
down the
the
hall.
woman also a shadow, or
The woman's a shadow
Okay.
too. I mean, they're not here. They're not real. So any people
okay.
here are
Is the
just
silhouette at
shadows.
all familiar, or no?
I'm gonna
To Tiffany specifically.
I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
I'm gonna say no. Well, yeah, I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
But I will say though that one of the people that are helping the children it's one of the people in the cafeteria. Could you please roll perception, Tiffany?
Yes.
And actually, when the
13.
woman left, could Cassie follow her? Like, the woman left the cafeteria, right?
Yeah,
Could
Cassie can follow her.
Yeah.
Tiffany, you are going
Yeah.
to notice. Go ahead.
Noor will follow Cassie so she's not alone. 'Cause it's like, go. Don't sit apart.
Okay. There is somebody in the staff who is passing out pizza to the children, who looks like a young version of your mother. A young version of your mother.
She goes by Emmy. So is it actually like silhouettes, or are they just like really dim?
They're just really dim.
Okay.
They have color. It's in color. You can see them in color.
I was thinking like
So-
total shadow
Yeah.
link.
No.
thing.
Actually,
no,
as soon as
I'm sorry.
Tiffany recognized, that looks like my mom, her hand's gonna go to the place where her necklace usually sits.
Mm-hmm.
It's not there, of course, because it's with you. Gonna slam her hand down to her side, but she is making a beeline for the silhouette.
I'm going to. So anyway, she's passing out this stuff to the children, and you know that your mom, like, she travels a lot while she's doing her Pokemon contests. But in addition to that, because of the kind of person your mom is, she likes to volunteer for stuff.
Of course.
Like volunteer for community service and things like that.
Yep.
So the fact that she's not wearing the same uniform
Not that
as
surprising.
the people at the orphanage suggests that she's probably volunteering her time at an orphanage while she's, maybe during her downtime while she's having doing a Pokemon contest. So, and she has mentioned she's helped out at like homeless shelters
Yeah.
orphanages. So this actually isn't a shock to you that she's doing that, but it is a shock to you that she's there
At all.
that she happens to be there at all. So, but it's interesting.
You know, not having seen her mom in 9 years, it's mom.
However, considering that it looks like she knew someone from the city in her past, like Wade, then you can probably start putting two and two together that, okay, so maybe this is a city that she frequents because this is where she went to school in college. I think you do know that she went to college in Castilia City. So this is where she went for university. I mean, she eventually, anyway, ended up settling in Kanto, but this is where she went to for her university. And maybe in her 30s while you're in 15 during her travels, you can probably deduce that she just decided to do some volunteer work. Yeah. So, but that's a shock to you.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving down the line, Cassie is going to be following the woman. What is everybody else doing, just so I can keep track of what
Cassie
the
and
others
Noir are
doing?
going.
Cassie and Noir are following. How about Chase and Molly?
Molly's just
Cafeteria for
watching.
me.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's in the
What about-
cafeteria. She's just watching everything happen.
What about the lieutenant?
The lieutenant is probably going to look around the playground, because I think something about this playground is speaking to him, and you're not
we
really
left
sure
him.
if you're not really sure if somebody's actually speaking to him in his head, but something in this playground is speaking to him. So he's just walking around, unless somebody is.
I'm assuming
him
our
to
team
come.
would have dragged him along.
All right. So are you dragging him? He'll end up in the cafeteria then, if that's the case. But he won't move from the cafeteria unless somebody's dragging him somewhere else.
Well, Tiffany's made a beeline for Ghost Mom, so I don't know what everyone else is doing.
I guess he'll follow you, and Kyle will say, "You look like you recognize this woman.
I think it's my mom.
Your mom."
Yeah. Chase, Molly, do you remember her at all?
Lunch is at 3 p.m.
Thank you, Chase. Molly,
Do we remember?
You do. You remember her name was Miss Emerald. You didn't know her last name, but you do remember her name is Miss Emerald. It's an unusual name, so I would think you would remember it. You remember that she's someone who volunteered here only a couple times. You didn't see her every day, but she came in. She told really good stories. She would normally she would give you pizza, and then she would tell you some Pokemon stories, and she actually would sometimes pull out a Goldeen, because a lot of her Pokemon stories seemed to gravitate around the adventures of, what's your Goldeen's name
Gold.
again? I'm sorry. The Adventures of Gold, and she would use her Goldeen to help tell the story, and Gold would act out
Yep.
what she does in the story. So you do remember Gold and the Goldeen. But like I said, you've only seen her a few times at the orphanage, and she was only there during lunchtime. She seemed to be busy doing something else after lunch was over.
Yeah, Molly will say, "Yeah, I remember she used to come and serve lunch to us, and sometimes she would tell us stories. I don't remember many of her stories, but they always involved a Goldeen.
named Gold.
Possibly, I can't remember. I never listened that closely."
Yeah. It would seem. I should probably bring this up. There was a yearbook on the table at the house. My mom wrote a message in it. It didn't seem relevant at the time, but now maybe it is. Wait, yeah. I didn't know until today.
Would it be possible for me to ask your mom some questions?
Unless you're a Ouija board, no. She's been dead for 9 years.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Did she ever mention this orphanage at all?
Not to me that I remember, but
I would say, yeah. I mean, probably to your mom, this was just another
yeah.
volunteer
Oh,
with.
this
so I don't
is
know
a
if she would
thing I
necessarily
did to Visa. Yeah. Can I get some more black eyeliner on now?
come. Yeah.
Her goth phase.
Yes. It sounds very almost coincidental that the five of you seem to be involved in all of this all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. She is trying to blink back tears right
Molly
now.
will say. Molly will say, hardly anything surprises me anymore.
Miss Moon, I was hoping that some of these visions would jog more of my memory of this place, but none of this looks familiar to me. I can't remember. I don't remember the stories of a goldfish, of a Goldine. I don't remember pizza. I don't remember any of this.
Was there any more specialty in the orphanage?
No, not that I can remember. There's a lot of things back in my childhood that it's been completely... It's just a big empty hole for some reason.
Molly will say, what color was your towel?
My towel. Blue, I think.
Yeah, your towel.
Blue, I think.
Molly will just nod and not say anything else.
Cassie. You and Noir will follow the woman, and she will step into some large office. And in that office are two kids who are sitting in chairs. One has jet black hair.
Oh,
The other kid has... What color is your hair, Shay? What is Chase's hair color?
It's black
As a
as well,
kid,
but
at
short.
least.
Black but short.
Short black hair,
Like
not
us.
quite as jet black.
would Cassie be able to recognize the kids as, Chase and Lieutenant?
Yes.
Okay, well
She
then
would.
she's immediately going to swear under her breath and elbow Noir and say, "Go get them!"
I kind of just I assume, are we further than 12 meters away?
No.
Okay, she's just gonna psychically go,
Just like,
everyone, over here. Except for the cop. She makes that distinction. It's like, come
Except
over
for
here.
the cop? Everyone except for the cop come over here? Is that what you said?
Well, not everyone. That she sends a message psychically to everyone but the cop. Psychically.
She sends a psychic message to everyone but the cop. Alright, so you'll hear her say everyone over here. Kyle's gonna notice that you're all leaving, but he's gonna be really curious if you're all leaving him by himself in this room with all these ghostly children.
is Tiffany
Oh,
gonna...
Tiffany is not leaving. She is. I have my mom, kind of, sort of.
Yeah, that's true. And she's very pretty. It'll actually, at this moment, she's actually gathering the children around for story time, and you will see her take out a Pokeball, a very luxurious looking Pokeball, and she'll open it out, and out will pop up a Pokemon that you're familiar with, Gold. And she'll start telling them the story to the children about Gold's adventures, about how she will say that she grew up, Gold was in a pond and she wanted to play with some of the other Goldines there, but the Goldines wouldn't play with her because that Goldine was weird, because it so happened that Gold, her horn, Goldine has a horn, was crooked. And Gold's horn is not actually crooked, but I think there's a piece of Play-Doh or something that they put onto her horn to make it look like it's crooked. So a piece of Play-Doh on. And then, so either Goldine wouldn't play with that Goldine because it was crooked. And that's at least how the story starts. And so she continues on to tell the story. Meanwhile, everybody else who's leaving and doesn't want to listen to story time.
Yeah, just leave your
Shame on
friend there
you.
crying.
Cassie's already gone. She didn't...
I would say that if Kyle notices that you're starting to be emotional about it. He'll probably, try to comfort you. He'll comfort your shoulder.
Just your shoulder.
Yeah.
And and he'll say, "This must be really difficult for you to watch."
Yeah. I haven't anything to hear her voice for so long.
I never knew my biological parents myself.
Well, hopefully your adoptive parents were really nice.
They were. More than that, actually.
You will have to tell me about them one day.
He'll smile, and the lieutenant will say, "At least, while we're here, I think that it would be valuable to at least enjoy the moment, seeing her again.
Yeah.
I would not let this opportunity pass."
She is going
And
to
both-
drift over to the skirts of children and sit down.
Okay. All right. Back to the office. By this point, I'm sure Chase and Molly will arrive. And the woman will sit behind her desk and she will talk directly to the two children. Chase will immediately recognize Jet Black and yourself.
And really quick, when is it like a kind of just like a long hallway leading down to that room, the office? Basically, would she see the fact that the lieutenant is not there and is not coming
I would say
in
yeah.
the near future?
I would say yeah.
Okay, well, just in a hushed tone then, like looking at Molly and Chase, whatever, just, where's the lieutenant? To which neither of them was.
Or Chase.
Chase will absolutely not. He's in horse blinders right now. That's the problem.
She'll whisper very quickly, "He stayed behind."
All right, well, she'll quickly shake her head, swear again, and just sprint down the hallway. So if you'd like to play a bit of the scene, but then eventually Cass is going to be in the cafeteria again.
The woman will sit behind the desk and she'll talk to the two children and she'll say, "So, do you think they're ready?" And the Jet Black will say, "Oh yeah, they're ready. We're ready." And he'll turn towards to look at Chase or Ian or whatever you want to name him at the moment. And Ian will just, look at Jet Black and he'll nod. And he doesn't say anything, but he nods. And she'll say, Good. We're just waiting on one more. And hopefully we can get these kids into some nice homes. We can get everybody into some nice homes. And anyone who's walking around the office can look at some of her documents on her table. And the letterhead of the document has the symbol on it. The symbol. And she's basically going to say, we need to make sure that all of the children are given full instructions. They fully understand what they need to do as soon as they get into their families. We need to make sure that everybody is in full communication so that our plans can come to fruition. Don't worry, ma'am. Everything will work out great, Jet Black says. How about you, Ian? And Ian will, again, doesn't say anything. He'll just nod. And then the woman will smile and says, "Why don't you go join the other children and get some dinner?" And the children will nod and they will start to leave. And then the woman will go back to her desk and she'll start, going into her computer and she'll start typing some things on her computer. What do you do?
Chase walks through the desk towards the lady and then looks at the computer.
Yeah. She has a list of all the names, and with each name, you see so it's very, unfortunately, because of your 11, you're not going to be seeing full details of what's on the monitor. But what you will be able to pick out off the screen is the name of each of the children, and you're going to see labels attached to each child's name, and the label will actually are labels of every single Pokemon type. And you can clearly see that Jet Black has Dark next to it, and you can see that your name has Ghost next to his name.
Look for Molly's name.
Nor will go around to the computer as well and go, what's happening? Oh.
Now, the thing is, there are more than 12 Pokemon types, so there are actually 18 Pokemon types. You will see that the other 6 types are actually associated with 6 staff members of the orphanage. 6 staff members. And so that would be 18 altogether if they have their set of 12, covering all of the types. And again, on the computer, you can see like on her desktop is the big giant like symbol. And just off to the corner of the desktop, you will see the words Team Omni. You won't be able to read anything else on her computer.
I was going to be the last one.
Yeah. The type that was missing was normal.
This might be a leap, but I think they experimented on these kids. And themselves.
Experimented, or they had some kind of plan. I don't know.
We explain the slices.
Doesn't explain the memory loss. Especially for Jet Black. Seems to remember less than Molly and me. I mean, Lieutenant Jenny.
Maybe he actually went through a procedure, but it went badly somehow.
He seemed to be in agreement with the procedure. Like it was his fault.
Well, they're adults telling kids to do things. They're going to do what the adults say. Most of the time.
One more thing you're going to notice on the monitor is, like I said, the staff. There are 6 types that are labeled for the staff, and you gather that the director, which appears to be a woman, the woman at the computer seems to be the director, and you can see that you can't see her name, unfortunately. You won't be able to see her name, but you do see that her type associated to the director is psychic.
Does she look familiar to any of us?
I'm going to say she doesn't look familiar to any of you except for Molly and Chase.
Would I remember a name?
Roll a focus, Chase. Tell me what the value is.
8.
8? I'm gonna say no. You can't really. I think you focus more on learning the children's names, not so much the adults.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you cared too much about the adults as much. They were just there. Yeah, Cassie, you can take the lieutenant, and the lieutenant's gonna say, Tiffany, are you going to be all right here by yourself?
Yeah, go.
Chase approaches Jet Black in just a beeline straight to him, grabs him by the shoulders, and throws him down.
Oh, Okay. As in the adult Jet Black, not the
Adult.
child Jet Black. Yes. You grab him and then you throw him down. What's this? What's this about?
What did you do?
What do you mean what I do?
Molly's shocked at this point. She says, Chase, hold on.
Yeah, Tiffany is getting up from story time, getting bodily between them. What the hell?
We're part of Alpha and Omega Team Omni.
What?
You know everything about it. You were in league with these people.
Remember,
You set this off. This is your fault,
Omni.
Jet Black.
Chase,
if
calm
anything,
down.
he's just as much a victim as you are.
What's been going on, guys?
These 12 children were. Something happened with these 12
There's a
children.
list of names. There's a list of names, and each have a Pokemon type associated with them. The woman spoke, saying we need to get them in good families, get them into position.
Okay.
I never had a family. Jet Black seemed to have a good one. And he knew what was going on.
Maybe you.
You made this.
I have-
You did this plan with him.
I have no idea what this Team Omni is or who these people are. I don't remember any of this.
If you're sleeping, you gotta wake up.
I don't know what to tell you. I'd like to know. I'd like to be able to tell you about what I remember, but I can't. I can't remember any of this.
Does dark
Might
type
be
mean
better that he
anything to
doesn't
you?
remember.
Chase, did you remember the file or the names before this? Well, I mean, you know the names because you wrote them on yourselves, but what they meant? There's a good chance he doesn't know either, and he's telling us the truth.
He told the director that we all had to stay in contact with each other.
Yeah, and that didn't happen, did it? Until recently, you didn't.
You seem pretty. You seem pretty agreeable too, Chase. Young yourself. You seem to be going along with it too. So
Interesting.
channel your anger
Yeah.
at
please
yourself
do.
at him.
Molly will say, hold on, guys, hold on. We can't afford to throw blame around right now. We still don't know what happened, okay?
Exactly. Thank you.
I barely understand this myself, but we need to find more pieces.
Is there a basement?
Kyle pulls out a leaf, which he hasn't used yet. Should I?
Don't do it if you don't want to.
Do it regardless.
Oh, devil and angel, you two.
What? He might not remember anything, but he'll see his memories.
Actually, before he uses leaf, Tiffany is going to drift back over to Shadow Emerald and try hugging it. Just in case
I mean,
I
you'll-
don't get a chance
yes.
to do so later.
You can. I mean, you'll go right
Yeah,
through.
obviously.
But you can. She's not actually there. but
I
you
know.
can.
It's not gonna stop her.
So. Oh yeah. Okay.
Okay, if we're doing this, let's do this. Pushes away from Shadow.
Do you want to remember?
Yes, he does.
If you asked me yesterday, my answer would have been no. Mostly because I was afraid of what it would be. But now it looks like I need to know.
Yeah.
I need to know what happened. He's going to focus on his leaf.
Tell me he has a good focus.
He should, I think.
He should.
I would say so, but
Occupation.
He should.
I don't know his
Yeah, very good.
stats.
Nice. Good job, Kyle. Okay.
Oh, is it good? I don't have to
Yeah,
help
we
it.
don't get to see it.
Is it like really good?
Scene. It's enough.
Okay, if it's enough, cool.
So the scene around you starts to fast forward a little bit, and okay, so right now you guys are still in the cafeteria, I think, and the scene fast forwards, and you see an Officer Jenny walk through the cafeteria with a very young-looking new child, a girl. She looks very scared, very timid, and she's shaking a bit. But the girl is going to be escorted by this Jenny. The woman, the director lady, will go over to the girl, and she'll get down on one knee and introduce herself. You can't quite catch her name, but she will take the girl's hand and then will lead. The director will say something to Officer Jenny as if to say goodbye, and Officer Jenny will give a salute and she will leave. Then the director will go over to the playground, and she's gonna say, "There's some nice people here. Maybe you can make some friends. Snack time will be around 3 o'clock." And then she will go over and the little girl will go to the sandbox, and she'll be playing in the sandbox by herself. And it'll be at that point that I think Jet Black and a group of the kids will go over and approach Molly at the sandbox. And they're going to have an exchange. You can't quite hear what they're saying, but it looks very antagonistic from Jet Black's point of view. It looks very antagonistic from your point of view. And the thing that's weird is that this is playing out very differently from the way Chase remembers it, because Chase, or Ian, is in the group. Well, not in the group. He is like on the seesaws, I think, when this is happening, and he'll notice that Jet Black and these kids are giving Molly a hard time. Ian will leave the seesaw, and he will actually walk over to Jet Black, and the two of them will have some sort of exchange. And you'll see Ian put himself in between Jet Black and Molly. And during this whole thing, like, Kyle is watching this, he recognizes himself clearly, and he just looks he's just absorbing it all, just watching his young version of himself giving this poor girl a hard time. And the entire time he's just like shaking his head while he's watching this. And you hear him mutter under his breath, and he says, "Can this be real?" Because he doesn't seem to recognize this at all. Like, he really doesn't. It's like he's looking at a different person. He doesn't remember this at all. You'll see Ian shove Jet Black. So Ian actually takes Ian's the first one that places his hands on Jet Black and gives him a shove. Jet Black goes over and gives him a shove back, and then the two of them get into, a fight. And the other kids are gathering around, watching this fight, and then the coordinator comes and breaks the two up. And then the scene fast forwards again, and this time you're going to see Jet Black and Ian again, and they are going to be at the seesawing by themselves at night, and none of the other kids are around. And you'll actually hear this part of the conversation. And Kyle says, "What's your problem? And Ian said, "You went too far." And Kyle says, "I just wanted to make sure that she'd be a good candidate." And Ian basically has said, "Leave her alone." And the Jet Black says, "Ian, come on, we need a 12th person. She could be the 12th person. But she could also not be. And if she can't be, then we have to look for somebody else." And Ian doesn't respond. And Jet Black says, "Are you starting to have second thoughts?" And again, Ian responds and says, "It's not right. I don't think this is right. We shouldn't be doing this." And Jet Black says, "You signed up for this. You yourself signed up for this because you thought that this would be the best for all of us. You felt that this is what we needed. And Iam said, I know. And so Jet Black said, you were the one who convinced me to do this. And Iam said, I know, all right, I know. And then Jet Black says, well, what do you want me to say then? I'm already in it. You and I are already in it. And at that point, Iam doesn't respond. Time fast forwards a little bit more to later that night, and you can see Iam is at the seesaw by himself. Jet Black has left, and it looks like he's in deep thought. Finally, Iam has a very determined look on his face, as if he just made a decision. He gets up from the seesaw, and then you can follow him, and he walks over to the girl's side, and then he knocks on the door, and Molly will open the door, and you'll hear the conversation that they had about Chase telling Molly, you need to leave, but there's something I need to do first. You'll hear that whole exchange between the two of them about how they have to meet at the sandbox and all of that good stuff. And so Molly will leave, and Chase will, you can follow Chase, and he is going to sneak around into the coordinator's office, into the office, and there's a set of keys that are hanging on the wall of the director's office, which Chase grabs. Then he will, sneak around stealthily down the dark hallways, make his way down into the basement area, and he will use the keys to unlock a door. And the door will, you will follow him, and inside that room, you can't see the full details of it, but there will be one spot that's focused clearly. It appears to be a small cage. And in that cage is a Mimikyu. Not Mimikyu in a Duskull costume. We're talking Mimikyu in its classic Pokemon, in its classic, like Pikachu, in its classic Pikachu costume. And then you'll see Chase go over to the Mimikyu, the costume Mimikyu. He's gonna give the Mimikyu like a shh, and then he's gonna take the keys and he's gonna unlock the door. And then the Mimikyu looks very confused. Chase will go over to, it's one of those basements that has a window, so it's not completely submerged underground. There's a window that he opens up, and then he helps the Mimikyu squeeze on through. And then the Mimikyu goes off and escapes. And then, as soon as the Mimikyu has escaped, the lights of the room turns on, and you'll turn around, Chase will turn around, and he'll see Jet Black there, as well as some of the other kids. And you can't hear their conversation, but it looks, but essentially Chase has been caught by Jet Black, and Chase will try to escape out the window, but he can't fit. The kids will pull him out, and then as they have Chase detained, you will see someone coming down the steps, and it's the director. And the director shakes her head. Chase is trying to struggle to get out of the hold of the kids, and the director just kind of gives him a shh. It'll be okay. And Cassie will be able to sense some psychic things going on, psychic essences thing going on, as the director is making her way towards Chase. And then the vision ends, and you guys are back in the ruined playground and the ruined ruined orphanage, and the 2 leaves are gone. The 2 leaves have been destroyed.
That happened. Looks between Kyle, Molly, and Chase.
I still don't remember any of that. It's almost like that wasn't even me, Kyle says.
Probably isn't you anymore. Person back then.
Yeah, but that was
probably
me. I can tell clearly that was me as a kid. I don't understand any of that, though.
No.
I don't know who these people are, or what they were planning, or what they were trying to do with these kids. I don't remember any of this.
Maybe something they did in the programming. Because I'm willing to bet Molly, Chase, you two don't remember this either.
Well, Molly had escaped out of
Yeah.
character by that point.
I know.
Chase should remember, but for whatever reason, he doesn't seem to remember any of this, although you can probably put 2 and 2 together as to why he might not remember any of that.
Yeah. Damn psychics.
Darn psychics. The coordinator did not have a pin, by the way. She was not wearing a pin.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly, though, she should have been.
Only the
Okay,
villains
good
that
to
don't follow
know.
the rules.
I need to find out who this Team Omni was. If there's anything registered for Team Omni.
Yeah, Molly's just been quiet this whole time, not looking at anyone, just staring at the ground.
And why do we all have types?
I think we know where the spices come from now.
Yeah.
It's from this group.
Something, yeah. I don't know if they did anything to. I don't know if they did anything to you two, but should probably get checked out.
Or what they did to those kids. Those kids would be
Yeah.
in their 20s by now. Much like Sharad and Iridessa were.
There were staff members too with types. We could explain.
Staff members? Tiffany's head snaps up at that.
6 staff members.
Names of staff members?
Didn't get the names.
Emerald. Was the name Emerald there?
You couldn't tell. You would
Didn't
be able
get
to
the
know.
names.
I don't know.
Emerald
No,
has been your mom?
Yeah, she was here.
But
Granted,
are
she
you
is.
suggesting that she might have been a part of all this?
I don't know. It doesn't feel like something she'd do. Well, I know she did volunteer work, which is what I think she was doing here, but
I'm not sure that all this would count as volunteer work.
true, exactly my point. Hence wanting to know if her name was on that list. It's a moot point for now.
How about your father? Is he still around?
Yeah, Lobel, yeah.
Do you think maybe he might know?
He might. Good luck getting to talk about Mom, though. Actually, yeah, you're a Jenny. He probably would totally talk to you. It's just me that can't bring her up.
That might be something I might have to do to get to the bottom of this, if he's willing to talk.
Yeah. Her hand goes to where her necklace should be, realizes it's not there, slams it down to her side again.
I don't know if we can get any more answers here, but it definitely... We have a name now, or at least a group name. We have some clue as to what they were trying to do, not fully, but I don't like it.
Yeah.
Each of these kids assigned a type. It does add up. We just don't know what their motive is.
Well, they apparently put you in good families, good positions, perhaps. Maybe sleeper cells?
So I was supposed to do something. I don't remember doing anything once I was with my family.
Why did you want to become an officer? Why did you want to be a Jenny?
Why did I want to become a Jenny?
It seems like a good position.
Are you saying that I might have gotten this position subconsciously? That I had an ulterior motive?
It's possible, not certain. It would be a wise tactic to do. It's someone in the inside of the police.
Officer Jenny's, he looks very rattled by this experience. He's always been able to keep himself, even keel, confident. His face is growing a little pale, almost as if he's second guessing himself. And he's finding that he's starting to doubt himself. You've never seen him like this before, and he just kind of sits back and is in deep thought, trying to figure all of this out himself.
He's not the only one.
Well, if no one has anything immediately, Hart, could I do something retroactive, perhaps?
Yes.
Cassie kind of would have kept it to herself anyway, so it's fine. But did you say? Sorry, something came up, so I got distracted. Did you say during that bit, Cassie had sensed psychic residue?
Yes.
Would she be able to use her feature to analyze that?
Sure. Yes.
Cool.
Roll of focus, just so I
Okay.
can figure out how much detail.
That's fair. Let me re-roll that one. Okay, so it's a 19 total.
Yeah. Memory altering. It's a memory altering psychic ability.
Okay.
As terms of strength, this person is probably at a level with a color at minimum Sabrina level. At minimum. This is a
Okay.
really powerful psychic.
Yeah, and this feature mentions that I could learn from it, whether they're human or Pokemon. I don't know how that would affect splicers, because that obviously wasn't their intention when making these features.
Yeah,
What types of moves they know, and then whether they're classified as a warper or a telepath, or I guess
yes.
multiple.
Yes.
Would you know any of that?
She would know that it's with splicing it's hard to really pinpoint human versus Pokemon because it's a little bit of both, right?
I mean, so if she gets a muddled image, I think she can take that leap.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah. It's muddled, so yeah, it's inconclusive, really. But in terms of how strong she is, you believe that she can warp. I would say she could only possibly warp short distances, and by short distances, within a mile, which is still far, but
Yeah,
not
yeah.
But I would say that she could only teleport. Basically, I would say she could teleport the distance of a mile, cumulatively every 24 hours.
Okay, because I remember you saying that
makes sense.
Sabrina could teleport farther. So if this person's stronger than Sabrina, they're just focused on other areas.
Focus on other areas. Yes.
Good to know.
Okay.
So she can teleport, but I think her strength is more on less about physical, less on telekinetics, and more on mental things like memory wipes, memory alterations, reading
mental
people's
persuasion.
minds,
Is that a
compulsion.
force trick?
Yes, Jedi mind trick,
Trick.
more compulsions. That's more of what she's strong at. Most likely, her telekinesis is relatively minimal. I would say that Noir is probably a stronger telekinetist than she is.
Okay.
But she's definitely a lot stronger in mental, and she can warp, whereas Noir, as far as I know, cannot yet.
Could I roll anything to see if Cassie, with this knowledge and having seen the dim form, would have recognized her at all, as in maybe read about some powerful side, or that kind of thing.
Sure. Go ahead and roll a paranormal
An occult.
education. An occult. Thank you. Occult.
Yeah.
19.
Oh, sorry, 19.
19. I honestly no. I can't see how you would have known who this person was.
Okay, no, that's fair. It is going off of very little.
They're not. They made it a point to not make themselves known.
I figured they'd be
So-
pretty good about hiding that. This one in particular.
Especially since she's not wearing a pin. So definitely, even with a 19, I would say you wouldn't be able to know who this person
Okay.
was.
Seeing that the lieutenant's very rattled, and she'll be like remembering how he was nice to her when she was upset, and she'll look her up and like just gently put a hand on her shoulder and go, whatever the people did here, or whatever your younger self did, it doesn't change who you are now. It just embellishes it. You're still you. It doesn't matter if someone controlled you or made you do things. You have a life now, and from what I've seen, you seem to be a good person. You still can make your own decisions. You don't have to abide whatever this group wanted you to do.
I appreciate that. Thank you, he says.
Sorry.
Nothing to be sorry about.
Oh, I brought up some uncomfortable ideas.
Yeah, Chase will definitely approach as well, and he'll hold out his hand to get him up. And he'll say, the past sucks. We need to both agree that we both had a part to play here, but we can't be stuck here anymore. We gotta move forward with these direction, with what we've learned here. We have some names, we have some details. Let's get to the bottom of this.
Okay. He takes your hand, accepts your hand.
Sorry for pushing you to the ground.
He says, and sorry for, I guess, everything I did as a kid. I'm sorry I don't remember it to fully apologize to you for it.
Let's move forward from here. Clean slate.
Deal. Clean slate.
And reach out his hand to shake.
He'll look at it, and then he'll take the hand and give it a firm handshake. Let's end the session there. That's a good place to end. All right. Yay!
Lots happened today.